Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8, Akshara Brahma Yoga, Imperishable Brahman, verse 24 and 25. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, there are two margs for the yogi. One is Uttara Marg and the other is Dakshina Marg. These are the two verses. What they say, what are the marks? We will see now. Verse 24. Agnir Jyotiragak Shuklagam Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayada Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vidho Janaga. Verse 25. Dhumo Ratri Tada Krishnagam Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotigim Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Now, Agni, verse 24. Agni means fire god. We all know that. Jyoti, god of light. Agaga, devata of the day. Shukla, Shukla Paksham, that is the bright fortnight of the moon. This path is the bright path. Uttarayana, Shanmasa Uttarayanam. Uttarayanam is a period of 6 months when the sun moves towards the north of the equator. The 6 months refer to the Devadas presiding over those months. Very, very important. The people meditate and reach Brahmaloka. From there they gain knowledge. This is called Krama Mukti. According to Upanishadic tradition, those who lived the life of rituals, that is karmas, and worship, they will walk this path, the path of Devayana, that is the path of the gods. They reach Brahmaloka. Having gone there, there is no return. There they enjoy the bliss, and at the end of the cycle, along with Brahma, they get totally liberated. Verse 25. Dhumo Ratri Tada Krishnagam Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. This path, it is a smoky path. Ratri, that is, Dhumo means smoke. Ratri is night, darkness. Then Krishna Paksha, that is the dark fortnight of the moon. Dakshinayana, Shanmas, this 6 months, it is called Dakshinayana. The sun moves towards the south side, towards the south of the equator. There the individuals take the dark path. Having enjoyed the events, they come back. In this path, those who perform rituals, they may not worship. They don't undertake upasana. They go to the world of the Pitrus and then they come back. That is what verse 25 says. The views of Kanchi Paramacharya here is very important. Kanchi Paramacharya says there is an absolutely wrong opinion prevailing among the general public. The general public opinion is based on these two verses, maybe, or they have a strong belief. If a person dies during Uttarayana, that is period of 6 months, when the sun moves towards the north of equator, January 14 to June, he will attain moksha. Whereas, if a person dies during Dakshinayana, that is the period of 6 months, when sun moves towards the south of equator, June to December, then he will return to earth. This is a belief among the general public, which according to our Kanchi Paramacharya, it is a wrong belief. I also, if you ask a question to yourself, suppose if there is a saint, excellent saint, pure sannyasi, pure bhakta of Krishna, he died during Dakshinayana. And another, there is a rowdy or a terrorist fellow, he died during Uttarayana. That means, will that mean the saint or the pure bhakta of Bhagwan Krishna, he will come back? Whereas a rowdy or a terrorist, he will attain moksha. It seems really absurd if we read it that way. So Kanchi Paramacharya says it is a wrong interpretation. Adi Shankara never interpreted like that. Adi Shankara says that yogi, Nishkama Karmi or Bhakta, from heart to head, there is a nadi through which he leaves the body. The path is called Devayana. Before reaching the head, there are different junctions. Each junction is presided over by a deity. First it is Agni, then deity of the day, then deity for Shukla Paksha moon, then the deities of Uttarayana Marg. Here, Kanchi Paramacharya emphasizes that it is not Uttarayana Kalam, very, very important, but Devadas for those kalas. Again, I repeat, Kanchi Paramacharya emphasizes this point. It is not Uttarayana Kalam, but Devadas for those kalas. This is based on Chandogya and Brihadaranya Upanishads. In Brahma Sutra also, this point is very clearly explained by Adi Shankara. Similarly, Dakshinayana Marg. This also represents the presiding deities of the 6 months. This is called Pitruyana. Like Devayanam, this is Pitruyana. In Uttarayana Marg, through that bright path, the Bhakta or Yogi reaches the Brahmaloka. During Pralaya, he reaches the Brahman. This is what Kanchi Paramacharya, by quoting Adi Shankara, explains the Uttara Marg and Dakshina Marg. Kanchi Paramacharya says, hence, if a yogi or a pious bhakta dies in Dakshinayanam, then we should not think, oh my God, this saint has died in Dakshinayanam, so he may not be a great person, he has to come back. That thinking is a wrong thinking. There is one more question which may arise. Very interesting question. Bhishma in Mahabharata war, hit by the arrows of Arjuna, that is Sikandi, because he always says these arrows are sent by Sikandi and not Arjuna. He fell from his chariot. His body was full of arrows. One cannot even touch his body. There was no gap. Throughout his body, arrows, inch by inch, it was there. You can't put your little finger and touch his body. That's impossible. That many arrows were there on his body. After he fell from the chariot, the war stopped temporarily. All the kings with folded hands surrounded him as a mark of respect. His head was dancing as his body was held by the arrows. There was no support for his head, it was dancing. So he requested to all the kings, saying, my head is shaking, please help me. Put something so that it won't shake. Then all the kings rushed to their tents to bring the pillows to his head. But he refused. He requested Arjuna. Arjuna sent arrows inside the earth, on which Bhishma's head was kept. Bhishma ji says at that time, after whatever he wanted to say, finally he says, I will depart only during Uttarayana period. Whoever is there at the end of the war can come and see me. That is what Bhishmaji said. Now the question is, Adi Shankara's interpretation and Bhishma saying looks they are at variance. They are not tallying. It looks like. Kanchi Paramacharya says this is well explained in Brahma Sutra by Adi Shankara. He says this is due to Achara Paripalanartham. That is, if there is a strong belief or a tradition in this world, to keep that tradition, to respect that, it has been said like that by Bhishmaji. This is what he says. Let us not go deep into this aspect as it is not our point for discussion. I wanted to touch upon it. If we carefully look at our body, you just look at all of us, we have a body. It can be divided into two parts. Heart is the center of the body. Heart to head is one part. This is the top portion of the body. Heart to leg is another part. That is the bottom portion of the body. When our heart is purified by Karma Yoga, whatever way suggested by Bhagwan Krishna, and the goal is very clear, what we want to achieve, supreme goal. The soul travels upwards and the path up to the intellect is full of light. Every devata in the organs, they throw light and help you to reach and sharpen the intellect. Intellect is nothing but buddhi. So you reach your goal. Buddhi is what? We call it buddhi, intellect, etc. It is nothing but Saraswati. Saraswati Mata is buddhi. She is the source for buddhi. She is the giver of buddhi, and she preserves your buddhi also. So Saraswati Mata is buddhi. Her husband is Brahmaji. We all know that. Like our houses, even when you buy, normally even though your name is put in the document, your wife is the ruler of the house. Similarly for Brahmaji also, even though we call it Brahmaloka, it is the buddhi. It is ruled by intelligence. Our body is presided over by several devatas. There you need not have to have any doubt. For example, the devata for eye is sun. Even if there is full sunlight, if you are blind, you cannot see. Unless the sun devata is present in your eyes, you cannot see. Similarly for ear, nose and mouth, etc. When our heart is pure and goal is clear, all these devatas will help us in brightening our intellect, that is reaching the Brahmaloka, and from there we can reach our goal. For some reason, whatever be it is, some people, they may have a pure heart, they may have a good heart, but their goal is not clear. It is clouded or smoky. Then they are not sure of what they want. They walk the path of the dark because they are not sure what they want. Mind being clouded, they naturally try to fill their belly and indulge in sense enjoyments. That is the lower part of the body. They may get what they want or they may not get. So naturally, their vasanas get increased. To exhaust their vasanas, they necessarily need a field. Earth is the best field to exhaust the vasanas. That is why we are given birth. We are here to exhaust our vasanas. That is why Bhagwan again and again says, do your swadharma, don't do other dharmas. Exhaust your vasanas. Then only you can reach moksha. So that person comes back to this world. We could have seen many people pray to Bhagwan Krishna saying that, Arey Bhagwan, at least in my next janma, I should be born like so and so. Many people are praying. They naturally come back. Hence the final thing is, what is the path we want to travel? Is it the spiritual path or the enjoyment path? Whether from heart to head you want to travel, or from heart to downwards you want to travel. We have to choose. It is our choice. What we want, We have to decide. One path is the path of no return, Brahmaloka. We will be reaching the intellect. And the other path is the path of the return. That is what this verse says. Verse 24 and 25 again. Agnirjyodiragak षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रयादा गच्छन्ति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मविदो जनाः धूमो रात्रिस्तदा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम् तत्र चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिः योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Hari Om. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana